during these times that we're living in, it's really time of change, time of amazing change. And people are coming to you for some solace, for some relief, for some words of wisdom, for anything, something. And not everybody is going to be able to go to a yoga class. They may not be interested in that. They may, have no interest in going to a yoga, but yet they're coming to you for some kind of sanity, some kind of solace, some kind of something to make their life make sense. And so through the sound, through mantra, is one way of a beautiful offering that you could give to people, even if they don't have to do anything, just by hearing the sound. And it's interesting because in the early 1920s, there was a great seer. His name was Edgar Cayce. And he was somebody who was like a spiritual seer that people looked to. And he said that the medicine of the future will be sound. Now, this was in 1920s. This was a very, very, very long time ago. But he understood the power of sound and how you can penetrate through the psyche of a person just by the sound. You know how you feel when you hear different music? You may hear jazz music, and that puts you in a certain state of mind. You may hear country music, and all of a sudden you start tapping your toe and you feel like dancing. You may hear romantic music or chanting, and you feel a different mood swing. Each sound brings a different mood. And so with that, how the sound works is it as the sound penetrates, the vibration of that penetrates your earlobe as you chant and as you sing, this is going to open up this whole brain, the whole brain chemistry. In the teachings, it said that there are two areas of the body that have to be developed. The frontal lobe, which is right here. And anyone know the second one? You could just spell
Wait,
it
that's in
out.
our SuperHealth book, isn't it? The pineal. No,
Close. The hypothalamus. These are,
hypothalamus.
yeah, these are two areas of the brain that need to be developed. The frontal lobe takes up until about 22 years to be fully developed. And what happens is when these young kids start using drugs and all this heavy duty stuff that they most of the time don't even know what they're putting in their body, that's going to handicap the full development of the frontal lobe. And in simple language, what that means is their ability, their executive functioning, their ability to weigh the pros and the cons in each and every situation, and then to come to a neutral mind and to make a decision. They lost that ability. They lost the ability to function with their intuitive sensitivity. And so they just make decisions based on, you may ask them, why did you do that? They may say, well, because I just felt like it. You just felt like it? Do you actually do everything you feel like doing? That could be quite dangerous if you just did everything that your mind tells you to do. It's like you need that filter. Yeah, that thought's coming in, but you know what? I better not go there. I better not do that because that could get me in a lot of trouble or whatever. You have the ability to weigh the pros and cons. You've lost that. And so with the hypothalamus, this is also your ability where your habits get set, your automatic habits. These are functions of the brain. Very, very important. So in simple language, what we're going to do is I'm going to go through a couple of quick slides and we'll explain a little bit more in depth, and then we're going to actually do a simple practice. Okay? Okay, so how it actually works. How does mantra work? How does the sound healing work? Okay, so you've got three things. You've got the rhythm, the projection, and the pronunciation. So let's say, for instance, the mantra is Wa He Guru. Wa He Guru. Okay, and I'm using my lips, I'm using the tip of my tongue, I'm using the top of my palate. Wa He Guru. Wa He Guru. There's a rhythm. The projection. What does Waheguru mean? Waheguru means like ecstasy beyond explanation. Like, wow, you look and you see the universe, you see this beautiful world and all the plays and all the beautiful people and everything that you see, and it's beyond anything you could ever describe. It's wow, it's Waheguru. So you have the meaning, you have the rhythm, you have the pronunciation. All this is done together. Wa He Guru. So, what a mantra can do is it cuts through the psychological clearance of the subconscious mind. What does that mean? It means a lot of times we have things in our mind, a nightmare, a haunting thought, some kind of traumatic event that we have gone through. And it keeps churning in our mind over and over and over and over again. We never get away from it. It might be years since that event happened, and we keep churning in our mind. We never get free of it. And so through mantra, this is one way where it cuts that subconscious mind, that haunting thought or the memory, and it frees us from that. It liberates us from that. It's called penetrating theory, where you could cut that negative mind with a mantra and replace it. So think of it as like it's a direct dial up to God. You repeat a mantra, Wa He Guru, and remember, we're enlivening the top of the palate, the tip of the tongue, the words, and this is like a direct dial up to God. And think of it as like a spiritual DNA. It goes right to God. You reprogram. Think of it as like a computer. You're reprogramming the motherboard. You know, when you have a computer, you have many defaults and it's set in a particular way and it always defaults to that, however it's set. Well, you could set a new default according to what you want today. So think of it like that, as like having a new computer and being able to program it into any way you want. That's the beauty of it. So with that, you could work through a lot of your anxiety, depression, and it enables you to be a lot more intuitive, what we call intuitive intelligence, intuitive sensitivity, being able to read in between the lines, to be able to capture the unspoken word of what a person isn't saying. You know, a lot of times we talk and we say what we think the other person wants to hear. But what are they not saying? And this is a way to ignite that intuition so that we could understand the unspoken word, what they're not saying, what they mean in between the lines. That's a great gift. That's a great gift. Okay, so think of it. We have meridian points all around the mouth. You have 64 in the front palate, right in back of the teeth, and 20 all the way in back. So take your tongue and just very slowly go around the inner gum of the tooth. Make that U shape. And as the tongue strikes in back of the teeth, this action, the tip of the tongue and the behind the teeth, the top of the palate, is going to enliven that frontal lobe, the pituitary gland, your pineal gland. These are your higher centers of consciousness. Now take your tongue and go all the way and back. That has a different sensation, right? Try that. Take your tongue and press it all the way back. So that has a different feeling. But just every time the tongue strikes that top of the palate, wa, he, guru, ru, the tip of the tongue right in back of those front teeth. This works on that. Think of it as like it's opening a flower. So there you have your frontal lobe, your hypothalamus. These are those areas of the brain that are really important. This, as you chant, is what cuts through those any haunting thought, memory, trauma event, whatever it is. It just works through it and cuts through it so that you can be free from that. Okay, so you have the tongue movement, the sound, a particular chant. That's going to relate to the glands, your brain chemistry. Everything is wiring, how we are wired. And so if there's some wiring that you want to change, maybe you have a wire that says, I can't do it. You're always doubting yourself. I can't do that. I'm not smart enough to do that. Maybe you're set. That's your default. Well, if you want to change that, no, I can do it. I can do it. I will do it. I am doing it. You could change that to work for you rather than against you. That's the beauty. It's very cool. That's the beauty of this. You could set it now to what you want in your own excellence. Okay, so we know we're working, stimulating parts of the brain. Yeah, think of it as like a keyboard into your computer. You awaken that connection between your body and your brain, and that promotes your healing. So it's an amazing gift what we have. And it works even if you don't know what the mantra means. It works. Just try it. Just do it. Okay, so what we're going to do is just take a couple of minutes to actually do a practice. And the mantra is HUD, HAR, and the tip of the tongue goes right in back of the front teeth, HUD. So it almost sounds like a D sound, but it's HUD. HUD means God. HUD, HUD-A. Use the tip of the tongue right in back of the front teeth. HUD, HUD-A. HUD-E. Again, keep striking that back of the teeth. HUD, HUD-A, HUD-E. Wa, he, guru, gudu, ru, ru. Again, the tip of the tongue right in back of the teeth. Okay, so how it's going to be is our hands are in Gyan Mudra, your thumb touching your index finger, your arms out at the sides. And here we're going to say HUD. On HUD A, our hands come down, the palms facing down near the lap. HUD, HUD A, HUD, HUD A, and then HUD E is like this. So it's your palms are up, HUD, palms are down. HUD A, palms are out. Up, down, out. Up, down, out. Up, down, out. Hud, Hade, Hadi, Wa, He, Guru. Hud, Hade, Hadi, Wa, He, Guru. Okay, you got it? See, it's like scrambling your brain. Okay, so we'll play some nice music. Hud, Hade, Hade. But remember, what's said about this is Nod Yoga, surrounding yourself with protection. This is what we're doing. When there comes a moment in life when nothing works, if all shelter and hope is gone, when the enemies overcome and friends have left, you ever have that situation? Do this, all right? Do this meditation. The sound current has an infinite power. It is the only power that is given to human to excel. Vak Siddhi is the perfection of the sound projection. Through the mouth, you utter the sound current to which God listens with love. What you talk is not a sound current. The sound current is that which you create with the organic matter of the body when you use your prana that has a projective power. So basically, all you need to remember is when you're having those days when you just feel everything is not working, you have nobody to turn to, nobody to listen, it's dark and gloomy. However, do this. And we don't have to wait for those days to come. We could just do this for the protection, for God's protection. Okay, it's very sweet. You're going to close your eyes, sit with your Gyan Mudra. Remember, out, your palms are up, down, out, up, down, out. Hud, Hade, Hadi, Wa, He, Guru. Hud, Hade, Hadi, Wa, He, Guru. Okay? Okay, so we'll play some music. Okay, keep your arms out and inhale deeply, deep, 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 and hold this breath. Hold it, hold it. Keep your arms out, hold it. And now squeeze your rib cage. Exhale, 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 exhale. And deep, 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 deep breath. Squeeze your rib cage as you keep stretching out your arms. Sit perfectly still. Exhale, exhale. And one last time, keep your arms up. Inhale deeply, deep, 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 deep. And squeeze your rib cage. Squeeze. And exhale, 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 and relax. This is called Vak Siddhi. And what's said about it, it's a spiritual power that makes what you say happen. These are very, very powerful mantras. Use it. Use it as a sacred science. Okay. Okay, so we are going to move on to Waheguru Kriya with Emily.
All right, everybody, Satnam. So you want to move into your yoga space so we can get our yoga on. Everybody set? Say this if you're all set. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start. What we're going to do almost the entire Kriya is Wahe Guru. Wahe to the left, Guru to the right. Let's practice. Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru. And then you can make it into a continuous sound current like this. Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru. Everybody. Wahe Guru, 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 Wahe Guru. So that's one of the main moves that we're going to do. We're going to start in chair pose. Knees are bent. Your back is all the way straight. Whatever level of chair pose you can do here is perfect. We've got this. You could do this. You could do a bent knees. Anything with bent knees and a flat back is good here. And when you're in the position, yep, come on. We're going to do the Wahe Guru chanting. Wahe to the left and Guru to the right. Wahe Guru. Out loud, please. Wahe Guru. 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 Great. Wahe Guru. 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 And keep up on your own. And now we're going to do the continuous sound current, so it goes a little faster. Wahe Guru, 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 Wahe Guru. Good job, everybody. All right, let's release the chanting. Just pause in your chair pose. Inhale, Pomula Bandha, and exhale. Great, great, great. I'd say that was the toughest part right there. We're gonna all stand up. This is a back bend, so whatever level of back bend is good for you. If standing straight up tall is your back bend, then that's fine. Your hands are at your hips, a little back bend, and then we're gonna do the same thing. Wahe to the left and Guru to the right with the head. Wahe Guru, 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 Wahe Guru. Continue. Great work. And release the chanting. Come to stillness. Inhale. And holding. Exhale, relax, stand all the way up. Nice. So now this is like a slight bend. It's not an all the way, like this would be the all the way bend. This is a slight bend. We're kind of like at an angle. Hands to the legs, just a little bit of a bend like this. Yeah. And I bet you can guess what's going to come next. It's Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru, 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 Wahe Guru. Continue. Great. Coming to stillness at the center, release the chanting. Inhale. Holding. And exhale. Nice and slow. Come all the way up. Take your time. Kind of recalibrate in the center here. Very nice. So now we're standing. Come all the way to standing and both arms all the way up. We're going to be coming up and down from the tiptoes. So when your feet are flat on the floor, it's a wahe. And then when you come up on the tiptoes, it's a guru. Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru. Good job. Great, everybody. Let's pause. We can be flat on the floor. Inhale and holding. And exhale, release. We're coming down to the floor for the next one, so meet me in a rock pose or whatever form of rock pose works for you. So the hands are going to be pressed into the floor in the front. And it's going to be a bowing Sphinx action. So your knees can be any amount apart or together that works for you to be bending. And it's going to be upwards is the wahe and forehead to the floor is the guru. It's like this. Wahe, guru. 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 And continue. Beautiful. And now let's release it. Come just sitting in rock pose all the way up. Inhale, holding, and exhale. So now easy pose, or whatever your meditative pose or place is. We're going to be chanting Satanama. First, we're going to start in a whisper. So we're just meditating, hands on the knees. And we're going to start with a whisper. Sa-ta-na-ma. Sa-ta-na-ma in a whisper. Sa-ta-na-ma. 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 And continue. And now loudly chanting. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 And continue. Very nice. Now we're going to come to rock pose. Or easy pose if rock pose isn't going to work today. We're going to use the Satanama mantra. We're going to be whispering, and we're going to use it with spinal flexes. It's going to look like this. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. So we start with the sa. And whisper and continue on your own. Sa, ta, sa, ta, na, ma. 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 And release. Just sit tall, close the eyes, and meditate. Inhale. Holding. And exhale. Release. Beautiful work. Lots of good keep up going on. Satnam. Mhm.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Okay, does anyone have any questions? Anything that we covered? So nice to see everybody.
I wanted to know the name of the Kriya so I can teach it to my students. That was a great one.
It's called Wahe Guru Kriya.
Okay, makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of this session, but we do want to let you know when we have our next free session, which is September 13th, and that's on healing trauma. So really, really important topic. Please feel free to sign up for that. I think you could begin signing up today, right? For that if you're interested. Invite your friends, invite your enemies, invite everybody. And so that's mark your calendar. It's also on a Saturday, September 13th at the same time, healing trauma. And then the third one that we'll be offering is one on food and any kind of food issues. Nobody here, but somebody you may know may have some kind of food issue. So I don't have the date with me, but you'll certainly receive the information. Another thing that's coming up is our specialty class, specialty professional training, which is the immersion course, 3 every other weekends. And this is a very, we get more into a lot more detail about the teachings with addictive behaviors, with mental health, with loneliness, with teenagers on screens a lot. There's a lot of new disorders that we're all facing. As you could see, early childhood trauma, how does an addictive behavior begin? Let's trace it all the way down to the beginning stages and look at that and educate people how they're treating their child and what that might be doing to them later on in life, even just by neglect and ignoring them. So food issues, and then we have as you can see, insomnia, a lot of mental health, loneliness, drugs, alcohol is always there. Specific foods, specific kriyas, specific meditations, mantras, mudras. It's very, very comprehensive and it's amazing. So these are new disorders that we're facing during this, as we're on the cusp of the Aquarian age. Um, the the effects of this fast global rapid pace of the computer age, what's called the information overload, is causing new problems, new maladies like insomnia, fatigue, anxiety, depression, not just your normal depression, I'm having a hard day, I'm having like the sugar blues, but a deep depression, what's called cold depression. What is that? And not only what it is, but how to get out of it. Having these beautiful practices on how to deal with it, relationships, and on and on and on. Unfortunately, this list is growing all the time, and we're trying to keep up with what we're dealing with today. So, like I said, unfortunately, this list is growing. Understanding the problem, the drug, the alcohol, the cigarette, that's not the problem. We think drugs are the problem. Trace it back to the root cause. What's the root of a person using drugs or numbing themselves in the first place? Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it insecurity, rejection, resentment? What's the root? Get to the root. It's like pulling a weed out by the root. If you just keep plucking at the flower, you're going to see that weed repeating itself over and over again. You got to get to the root. And once you do that, then the need for that, whether it's a substance or even a behavior, even in our relationships, it no longer exists. So that's really important. And we spend a lot of time understanding that and getting to the root. Kundalini yoga is the basis. That's the core of change. It's Kundalini yoga and the meditations, working with the body, working with the mind, working with the brain, working with, resetting the brain on how it's defaulted, everything we talked about today. And then we have nutrition and the food and the juices to expedite that healing process. So it doesn't have to take long periods of time. A person does it, they change their diet, they drink the juices, they're starting to feel different pretty quickly. Same thing with the meditations, with the kriyas. They start to get that effect fairly rapidly. And that helps facilitate change. That all we're doing is giving a person back themselves. And how beautiful is that? So here you can see the foods. Look at that, food for life. It has life. The reason why we need to eat is to give us life, to keep us going. So what are those foods that give life, that give us that vitality, that help to heal us in whatever way, physically, mentally, or spiritually? And having these ancient recipes that many times in the Piscean age weren't available to the regular person like you and me. They were only given to the what you call elite, the privileged people, but nobody like us had it. Now the age is different. Everything is available to every one of us, and we give it out freely. The manuals, some of you I know have taken the course. They're amazing. They're all synchronized in one place, so they're user-friendly. So if you want to know what the teachings are, let's say, for instance, on anything, on relationships, on codependency, on science of Nod, on food, foods to avoid, foods to want to include in your diet, recipes, formulas, science of humanology. What are the teachings of Yogi Bhajan on fear, on self-hatred, on anger? Again, not just your normal anger, but what we call like frozen anger. Frozen anger, what is that? What's frozen anger? What's cold depression? These are the new disorders that we're facing during this age of rapid information. And it's great. It has a lot of assets. We all use it. But when it becomes too much and we hit an overload, that's when it becomes problematic. And you have these new disorders, insomnia, fatigue, cold depression, anger. These are the new disorders in this Aquarian age that we're on the cusp of. So it's an amazing opportunity. And we really hand these teachings over to the next generation. So if you feel like you're somebody that really wants to help take this on in a serious way, many of you are teachers in your own right. And the more information and the more experience that you have, the more valuable you become, the more you're in a position to really extend yourself out to someone else. Even just your presence will work. So this is happening today. This is a need that, it's a global phenomena of what's going on. And so wherever you are, it's like we're all acupuncture points. Even today, we're from all over the globe. I see you. I know a lot of you where you're from. We're acupuncture points, and it's important. Each one of us is meeting a need of that area for that community that's waiting to meet you, waiting to talk to you, waiting to see you, waiting to hear maybe one thing that you have to say. Maybe they'll make their way into a yoga class, maybe. But we have to be ready because they're coming. This is a place of solace. It's a place that makes sense. It's a place that everybody's welcome, no matter who they are. We're all welcome. So to have this opportunity to be together and to take a training like this is an absolute blessing. And we're looking for people for the next generation to pass this on to. I'm not going to be here forever. So if you feel that calling, even if you think you may be interested, let us know. You could contact me directly, superhealth12@gmail, or Emily's email. We're easy to contact, even if you have a question or you're wondering or you're pondering. Just let us know. This is what, it's another step of responsibility. Yeah, we're yogis. Yeah, we do that. It's great. But what else can we do? What else is our responsibility? You have a destiny. I have a destiny. We're here not by accident. Your destiny brings you here. But what are you going to do with it? Do something to really exalt yourself. So if anything makes sense, if one thing makes sense, follow it. So the course is open to everybody. Whether you're a yoga teacher, whether you're a yoga practitioner, whether you're Kundalini yoga or other traditions, doesn't matter. And it's not just for substances, it's also for behaviors, how we think, relationships, codependency. It's in every facet, all these imbalances. So come be with us, ask us a question, anything. I'll hang around here for a few minutes after the class and just come up and say hi, or for old friends, for new friends. We're siblings of destiny. We're all in this together. There is no accident. It's your destiny that brings you here. You may not even know why you're here. You may not even have planned to come today, but here you are. Or another person may have planned all week to come, but then they couldn't make it. But all you can account for is you're here. I'm here. So we do it together. Okay? So let us close with our Longtime Sunshine song.
May the long time sun
Inhale deeply. May we serve our compassion, our passions. May we add love to anger. May we ever feel grateful for all the blessings that we have. May every day be one of glory, of strength, of determination to exalt our consciousness and reach out to others. Thank you for the opportunity to be together today as a family and to work on ourselves. And may we ever live in peace and truth and always be healthy, happy, and holy. Have a very beautiful rest of your day. Satnam. Okay, so I'm going to stick around here for